this best match in my life.
Best match of your life.
Are you tired of watching the same old arm wrestling matches where the favorites always win? Do you want to see an underdog rise to the top and defeat one of the strongest arm wrestlers in the world? Then you need to watch this video about how Ermes Gasparini changed everything in arm wrestling. Trust us, this is not your typical arm wrestling match. It's a story of determination, hard work, and the power of the human mind. Get ready to witness an epic battle that will make your jaw drop and your heart race. Who is Ermes Gasparini? Who is Ermes Gasparini, you may ask? Well, let me tell you, he's not your average arm wrestler. This Italian powerhouse has been competing in arm wrestling for over 20 years and has won multiple national and international titles. But that's not what makes him stand out. It's his explosive and powerful style of arm wrestling that sets him apart from the rest. When Ermes steps up to the table, you can see the determination in his eyes and the confidence in his posture. He's not just there to win, he's there to dominate. He uses his massive biceps and forearms to overpower his opponents, often winning matches in a matter of seconds. But Ermes' strength is not just physical. He's also known for his mental toughness and strategic thinking. He studies his opponents carefully, looking for weaknesses and opportunities to exploit. He's not afraid to take risks and try new techniques, which often catches opponents off guard. And let's not forget his personality. Ermes is a charismatic and likable guy who's always smiling and engaging with fans. He's a true sportsman who respects his opponents and the sport of arm wrestling. Who is Levan Saginashvilli? Now, let's talk about Levan Saginashvilli, Ermes Gasparini's opponent in this epic arm wrestling match. Levan is a Georgian arm wrestler who's widely considered one of the strongest arm wrestlers in the world today. Levan's physique alone is enough to intimidate any opponent. He's a massive man with bulging muscles and veins popping out of his arm. But it's not just his size that makes him a dominant force in arm wrestling. He also has incredible technique and timing that allow him to overpower his opponents with ease. Levan has won numerous world championships and has defeated some of the best arm wrestlers in the world. He's known for his aggressive and confident style, often taunting his opponents and showing off his strength before even starting the match. But don't let his tough exterior fool you. Levan is also a respected and humble athlete who's passionate about the sport of arm wrestling. He's known for his sportsmanship and his willingness to help other arm wrestlers improve their skills. The match. Now, diving into the main event, the arm wrestling match between Ermes Gasparini and Levan Saginashvilli. This match was highly anticipated by arm wrestling fans all over the world, and for good reason. It was a clash of two titans, each with their own unique strengths and styles. The match began with Levan Saginashvilli and Ermes Gasparini squaring off at the table, with both competitors displaying intense focus and determination. In the first round, Levan quickly gained the upper hand, displaying his incredible strength and technique by overpowering Ermes and pinning his arm to the table. Despite this setback, Ermes did not let the loss discourage him. He came back strong in the second round, putting up a tough fight and showing off his own impressive skills. However, Levan was able to outmaneuver him once again and secure another win. As the match continued, Levan continued to dominate, winning the third and fourth rounds in quick succession. However, in the fifth round, Levan reportedly gave up, allowing Ermes to secure a win for that round. This was a surprising turn of events, as Levan had been so dominant in the earlier rounds. Despite his loss in the fifth round, Levan remained confident and focused as the match entered its final round. However, it was Ermes who emerged victorious, winning the sixth and final round of the match. While Levan had given up in the fifth round, he had still won the majority of the rounds, securing a convincing victory over Ermes Gasparini. The match was a display of incredible strength, skill, and sportsmanship from both competitors, and it was clear that each had given their all in pursuit of victory. In the end, it was Levan Saginashvilli who emerged as the overall winner of the match. The aftermath. The aftermath of the arm wrestling match between Ermes Gasparini and Levan Saginashvilli was nothing short of historic. Arm wrestling fans all over the world were buzzing with excitement, and many were left in disbelief after the fight. But for Ermes Gasparini, this was the moment he had been working towards for years. He had trained relentlessly, studied his opponents, and developed his technique to become one of the best arm wrestlers in the world. And now, he had just fought toe-to-toe with one of the strongest arm wrestlers in the world and one who many considered unbeatable. The fight catapulted Ermes to new heights of fame and recognition in the arm wrestling world. He became an overnight sensation, with many fans and fellow arm wrestlers hailing him as a true legend of the sport. Ermes himself was humbled by the experience, but also determined to continue improving and pushing himself even further. He knew that this fight was just the beginning, and that he still had much to accomplish in his career as an arm wrestler. As for Ermes Gasparini, he took the defeat with grace and humility. He acknowledged Levan's skill and power, and promised to come back stronger and better prepared in their next match. The arm wrestling world was forever changed by this epic match between Ermes Gasparini and Levan Saginashvilli. It showed that anything is possible in this sport, and that even the most dominant arm wrestlers can be beaten with the right combination of technique, strategy, and mental toughness. And for Ermes Gasparini, it was a moment that would go down in history as one of the greatest small victories in the sport of arm wrestling, even though he didn't win the entire fight. Ermes Gasparini's legacy. Ermes Gasparini's fight over Levan Saginashvilli wasn't just a momentary triumph. It was a defining moment in his career, and one that would have a lasting impact on the sport of arm wrestling. After the match, Ermes became a household name in the arm wrestling world, and his influence only continued to grow. He inspired a new generation of arm wrestlers who looked up to him as a role model and a source of inspiration. Ermes was also a pioneer in the sport, constantly pushing the boundaries and challenging the status quo. He introduced new training methods, techniques, and strategies that would change the way arm wrestlers approach the sport. In addition, Ermes was a true ambassador of the sport, always promoting it with passion and dedication. He traveled the world, competing in tournaments and events, and spreading the joy and excitement of arm wrestling wherever he went. Today, Ermes Gasparini's legacy lives on, and his impact on the sport of arm wrestling is undeniable. He remains one of the greatest arm wrestlers of all time, and his contributions to the sport will be remembered for generations to come. In conclusion, Ermes Gasparini's battle over Levan Saginashvilli was a game-changing moment in the sport of arm wrestling. It showed that even the strongest and most dominant arm wrestlers can be beaten with the right combination of technique, strategy, and mental toughness. Ermes Gasparini's legacy is one of inspiration, innovation, and passion. He is a true icon of the sport, and his contributions have made a lasting impact on arm wrestling, both in terms of technique and in terms of the way it is perceived around the world. And while the fight itself was impressive, it was Ermes' continued commitment to the sport that truly cemented his legacy. As arm wrestling continues to grow in popularity and recognition, there is no doubt that Ermes Gasparini will remain a central figure in its history. His story is one of perseverance, determination, and ultimately triumph, and it serves as a powerful reminder that anything is possible if you're willing to work hard and believe in yourself. So whether you're a fan of arm wrestling or simply someone who appreciates the power of dedication and determination, Ermes Gasparini's story is one that will inspire you and leave you in awe of the incredible feats that can be achieved when you set your mind to it.